Hello. Hello, everybody. How are you? Hello. I'm doing the edges of my cigar box in black, just a little real fast. Because just in case the paper don't make it all the way around, the edge will be covered in black. I chose black because I like black. So, sometimes there's a whole box, but I'm just doing the edges. Just like at one time these were 10 cents, these cigars. Crazy to think, huh? Can you buy anything these days for 10 cents? Maybe at a garage sale. Keep forgetting to fill my black. Okay. It's raining here. Who sent me a text message? Okay. As you see, I'm not too pretty. I'm just giving a light coat around the edge. You have to be pretty. I don't. Okay. Oh, forgot this one. This side. Started doing this yesterday. Use my cigar box for storage. Yep, that's what. That's funny. Well, this was my intention when I hauled this out, is to put my postcards in it. So right now I'm gonna just prep in the box. I always do my edges of my box with like whatever color I choose. I chose black. I just go around the whole box and make a mess of it and add black paint and like peel off loose stuff that's coming off the box. And then I always put tape right there And I usually put tape in here, and I forgot before I started painting. So I'll let that dry, and then I'll add that piece of tape there to reinforce it. Set this aside for now. Put that there. See myself up a little bit. Hello, Sabrina. Clean this off. I'm going to go wash my hands real quick, and I will be right back. I promise. Okie dokie. All right. So, try this. All right. I'm going to start decorating. These are my backgrounds I did the other day. I'm gluing. And I want to get the back cards made up for this little, whatchamacallit, postcard thing. So I'm just going to be gluing, ripping. My attention. Just glue. And if I get two, I get two. Because by the time I'm done, they're not going to look the same anyways. Okay, I'm going to set that behind me. I'll let that dry for a little bit. I don't know how anybody else is doing this, but this is the way I'm doing it. Okay, I'm still picking up black paint, and I don't know where from. Aha, the edge. Okay. I'm going to get a baby wipe. Tell ya. Yep. All right. So Scott and I went for a bike ride on Harley this weekend. It was so nice. It was hard to believe yesterday was 80 some degrees and now it's 77 with rain. And it's cold rain. I was going to go let the dogs out, but I opened the back door before I came alive. I opened the back door and I was like, yeah, no, I ain't walking across the yard. I don't have my umbrella. And by the time I went to go get the umbrella out of the car, I'd have been drenched anyway. So I was like, nope, dogs can wait. I'm going to pull from the bottom of my stack. I was like, yep, nope, it is not happening. I mean, I let them out. What time is it? I let them out 2.5 hours ago. They should be fine. Xavier leaves for work about this time, and they aren't let out until Chantel gets home from work at 5:30. So there should be good. But I'll go after I'm done, and the rain lets up. I'll run over and let the dogs out, and then I let them out again at 6:30. And then I let them out again at 9:30. And then between 9:30 and 10. And then I go to bed. And when I get up in the morning, I let them out again. And I'm up about 6 o'clock. So I'm over there about 7-ish. So, like Sarah says, they can survive a little longer, Mom. It's no big deal. Because, like he said, before Chantel was in college, he'd leave for work, and Scott would be in the house a lot longer by himself. And now, they don't like thunder, so they wouldn't come outside anyways. It's thundering and lightning out there right now. So even if I got over there, they probably went outside. The little herder dogs, they're bluey kind of dogs, whatever, healers. They like to herd. They don't like being outside though, when it rains. Or fireworks. And I can't point them on fireworks. Oh, I like this one. Ain't that one cool? So all I am actually doing is putting backgrounds, the basic background. And I will build up from there. I don't have, and then I'll just grab something and put on them. That's how I'm doing mine. I don't know how anybody else is doing theirs. I got to go watch some videos. Like I said, I'm so far behind on everything. So I just slapping them down. And the cardstock, it's just printed cardstock from different things I bought. And I printed it out, and I didn't use it, so I figured this is a good opportunity, and it has a background on it. Mm-hmm. Ooh, I like this one. Oh, that was my ripped one, but I'm still going to use it. And I'll show you how I'm going to do this. It's ripped right in the center. I'm just going to go over that rip really good with glue. Do the whole thing. And then I'll do the card. Really good. The second one will have more of the rip than the first. I love these glue sticks that Kathy introduced me to. I bought 6 the last time, and I got this one left and one more, and I'll be resupplying again. But when they get like this, I'll show you in a second. Okay. This is what I do. I'm gonna have to get my pages stuck together, so I'm throwing them everywhere. Okay. I go get this. I bring this down. There's not much in this that used up yet, so I get all that curved out. I need to clean this big time. Yeah, I got a lot of glue on it. I'll grab the old one. It's all the way up that I can get it. And I'll go in this. Whoop! That's a lot of glue in there. I'm not about wasting. I kind of go and I go like this. And I'll go under and around. And I pull that gob out. And I'll stick it right there. Do it again. Look at all that glue left. I'll do that. I always thought instead of having where you turn, they should do push push-ups like the ice cream. Push-up ice cream. Because then it'd be much easier. You'd get all that glue. Because look at how much glue that is. A lot of glue. Man. I do know this glue is really sticky. It's a really sticky glue. And I'll just kind of flatten it, and then I'll go like that. And cover this back up, and I'll got 2 sitting here. I mean, look at it. There's a lot of glue in there yet. So that's what I do. I'm going to stick that in my water over here. Boom. He got married this past weekend, didn't he? Well, she can't hear me, so. Oh. Sometimes it comes out like that. You just kind of work it. I do. I just keep working it. Bring this back down a little bit and grab it. So me and Scott are at a park. And And it's a park that I've seen all this time when I was a kid. It's in Marinette, Wisconsin. It's about the logging history. And of course, the museum's not open. And what I don't understand, how do you have a museum and it's only open Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday when a lot of people travel during the weekends? And I get that. But I was like, seriously? I mean, we're up there at 11 o'clock. You would think they'd been open. Because I'd have went in the museum. And Scott knew it, too. Because he was already pulling out cash and handing me. Because he's like, honey, you can go through the museum. I don't need to. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, it was close. I was bummed. But Scott, we just got done eating. Scott's like, I'm going to take me a power nap. Because we're 45, it was 55 miles away from home, I think. If I remember correctly. I could be wrong. But whatever. So he's laying on a picnic bench. He found a picnic table that's underneath the sun, and he's just chilling. I walked the whole park, took some cool pictures. I'll show you here in a second. And this veteran walks up and he asks if he could get a smoke from us. We're like, sure, fine. So we gave him a couple cigarettes. I'm talking. And you sit there and chit-chat with Scott and I, and we're just chatting away. And so and nice guy. And then he says to Scott and I, and this is where me and Scott and I didn't have much cash on me anyways. It was in a bike. If he would have asked, but like I said to Scott, either way, he asked, hey, do you mind giving me like $2-3 to get a beer? A 40 ounce or whatever? And Scott goes, sorry, dude, I don't have enough cash. And then I said to Scott after we left, if he would have, the way he asked, first of all, I'm sorry. If you're that down and out, I'm not giving you money for alcohol. But even if we would have just, say you went to ask for it, the way, to go a couple bucks where I could get a 40 ouncer, he would have probably took the money and went and bought it anyways. But I said to Scott, as we're sitting there talking, there's Marinette Marines up there, and he's a retired Navy officer, and he served 15, I think he told me 15 years, because I asked. And he worked for one of the best companies up in Marinette County, where Marinette is Marinette Marine. They make the ships for the Navy, and it's a good job. He told me he retired from there. I said to Scott, then he should have a good pension. Really a good pension. Probably better than what anybody would get today. I said to Scott, I'm sorry. I usually, when it comes to a vet, do not hesitate at all. But I'm not buying somebody alcohol with my money when I don't even buy alcohol with my own money. And I watched him. I said to Scott, he probably watches for people that come in the park. Because I said, do you live around here? And he pointed to this apartment complex, which you can see on the other side of the park. So he probably sits and waits because he was very clean, very, he didn't smell or anything. So he knew he wasn't homeless. Unless, I don't know. But I'm like, I don't buy your alcohol. He told me to take him and buy him dinner if he was hungry. Scott goes, I can take you up to Quick Trip. Oh, yeah, you can get 40 ounces there. Scott goes, but I ain't buying you beer. I'll buy you something to eat, but I ain't buying you beer. Oh, no. I need money for beer, he says. I was like, oh, my God. I don't know why we were wrong not to do it, but I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I told Scott, I don't know. You can't, these days, you can't. I can't trust people. You know what I mean? Were we wrong saying no, we weren't going to buy him beer? Because we had to put gas in the bike and we saw the Quick Trip before we went to the park. So we were putting gas in it to make our trip back. Scott says, I'd have bought him a sandwich, but I ain't buying him beer. All right, I'm going to go wash my sticky hands, and I will be right back. Okay. But I'll show you my pictures. Yes. Okay. So we went to cemetery. I meant to take a picture and I forgot. But we were heading out to Kewanee on Saturday, which is small coastal. It's along the Lake Michigan. And that's Scott's, or Sam, my son-in-law's foster parents' home. So I took a picture of the back going, can you guess where we were? And they couldn't guess. They kept on coming up with stuff, but I finally had to tell them. That's kind of cool. It's for sale. Can you imagine what that cost? That's Lake Michigan right there. Oh, look there. Michigan. That's the canal. Wisconsin Maritime Trails. It's pretty cool. That was the old house. She lives in the old depot. Yeah, Kewanee Railroad Depot. That's their home now. And then a tugboat. Tugboat Lundian. About that. And then we're up, took another ride Sunday. That was Saturday. This is Sunday. This is Green Bay. Yeah, Green Bay. The Bay of Green Bay behind the bike. I took a picture of that. And then more pictures. Then we're at the Menominee River. And this is the park we were in. And when I was a kid, these horses, Evercheck Cabin, Porterfield, Wisconsin. And then the Anchors. And then the Menominee River. The gazebo. It looks pretty cool. And then this guy is in memory of soldiers, the soldier dead of Marinette County. And then this was kind of cool. This was a sculpture in the, let's see if I took it. I thought I took it. Oh, little cross bridge. You can walk. I thought a planter was cool. Stephen Island Park picnic area, historical museum, and boat lunch. But when I was a kid, I'll show you a picture of them. Just remember that. Remember them sources. Remember them. Oops, I think sometimes the weird pictures. And that's Scott on the picnic bench. But when I was a kid, I'll show you what it looked like when I was a kid. I was like, oh my God, what happened? Let's see. Okay. But when I was a kid, let's see if I can find it. Yep, images. Let's see if there is a picture of it. There should be. Right here. Nope, that's not the original either. Um, well, when I was a kid, oops, what did I do? Stop that. It had logs on, different type of logs. I don't know why the logs aren't there anymore, but I was like, where are the logs? And then right across, look at those big ships they built there. I couldn't get close enough to take pictures. There's some being built right now, but yeah, it's a nice little park. So um, we were 20 minutes from my dad, and I really thought about it, and then I was like, Scott goes, "Do you want? We'll go visit him." And I'm like, no. I decided that's a heartache. I don't want to go, so we didn't. So we came home. We made our way home. Stopped back at the cemetery because we have to pass the cemetery. And no matter if I go up and I stop at the cemetery on my way, I stop up on whenever I go up that direction. I stop up there on the way up, and then I step on it, step on it, step on it, stop on it, stop. God, use your words. Step. Oh my God. I stop on my way back as well. Visit my mom. And it's just something I do. I still didn't take a picture. I put pretty flowers out there. I do have to go up because she's 40 minutes away from me, or my mom is. But I have to go back up in the fall and get her vase because I need to repaint it. It's looking pretty shabby. If we weren't on the bike, I'd have brought it home then. But we were on the bike and it's like one of those cement vases. I could have probably put it in a saddlebag, but that puppy was heavy. So I didn't do it. I said, we'll drive. Plus, we have to go. My mom's headstone is in the ground. It lays flat, and it's got grass growing over it. So we're going to go up. The cemetery don't take really good care of it anyway. We're going to go up with our edger, and our weed whacker, because they don't go between the stones. And my grandpa's stone, and my grandparents' stone, and my great aunt's stone, and my great grandparents' stone. They all got so much grass in between them. It's like, seriously? So Scott says this weekend he works, but he said the following week we'll take the car and we'll go do it. Trim the grass, and I'll bring the base home, paint it, and then we'll take it back up. I told Diamond she should have grabbed it when she was up there, because she told me she was up there last Monday. She said, Mom, Grandma's stone vase needs to be repainted. I said, you should have grabbed it. Okay. She goes, well, I didn't know. I'm like, that's all right. I'll get it. And I go up. So I'm just cutting around this paper. And my scraps in a pile. Excuse me. I try to go as best on the edge as I can. Sometimes I get the edge, but I ain't too worried about it. I throw all these bits like this on the floor and then I sweep them up. I know it's kind of boring watching me cut, but I gotta get to the paper. Maybe you'll see why once I get them all cut. That's my cool. I like that. That was all off the stencil, basically. This one, so cool. Keep that in the trunk. Oh. It was a nice ride this weekend. The weather was just beautiful, just beautiful. And then we were in Kiwani, and we're walking around the park, the breakwater kind of, the marina. And I look over and I saw another people that were on bikes. They're sitting at the table just chilling. They go to leave and they can't get the bike started. And I said, this guy, I think they're having trouble. So we hop on our bike and drive over there. And they're like, yeah, we can't get it started. And Scott goes, you got a fob? Guy goes, yeah. Scott goes, click it twice. So he pressed it twice and then his bike started right up. And they're like, oh my God. I'm like, Scott goes, yeah, I found that a couple weeks ago. Hid it in my pocket, shut the bike off into some sort of theft protection. It recognizes the fob. Locked it up. Yep. And they were from 40 minutes away. They were on the other side of Milwaukee. So they hit them, and then their hotel was 35 minutes from where they were staying, where they were. And they're like, what the hell do we do? You know, they were panicking for a minute. But then they like, we'll buy you a drink. Well, me and Scott, we don't drink. We may have a nice drink when we go to dinner somewhere, but we're on the bike, we don't drink. Regardless, even if we weren't on the bike, we don't rarely drink when we're out. Because, the factor. But then they followed us to where we were going because they had a pleasant afternoon. They didn't know the area. Scott kind of knew the area. So they followed us. We stepped at this little meet up with friends that we never got to able to meet up with because they stopped somewhere else. So we never got to meet up with Scott's friend we were going to meet up with. And by the time we had to leave because Scott had to go to work at 3. And they were supposed to be by us, I think, 12:30. And we're 45 minutes out from the town, so there should have been plenty of time for us to get back and Scott do what he had to do and then all that. But then they stopped elsewhere. So, and then we went to a restaurant, a little bar place, and we're each gonna have a bowl of chili. Well, the couple that we helped out bought us lunch. We weren't expecting it, so Scott goes, he was so grateful that we got their bike started for him, which technically was just something Scott knew. He's like, I ain't bringing my fob again, but you have to have the fob. Like Scott told him, you gotta have the fob. You can't leave the fob at home, or you could be screwed. So Scott wears his on his helmet on a clip, and so his girlfriend goes, stick it in the saddlebag if you don't want to wear it. Stick it in a little pouch on front. But they were really grateful. They were like, oh my God, what are we going to do? The wife goes, who would ever thought it wouldn't have been the fob? They owned the bike for 3 years and it's never happened to them. So almost done cutting. I'm really bad at cutting out. Oh man, what the hell? Drunk or something on that one. Alright, one more. Is that it? Yep. Box seems really dry. So some of these are really still need to sit for a little bit to dry on a rack from the glue. I can feel it. And I'm not going to be really decorating them today anyways. For a while at least. I can't. And I'll let them dry in the rack. And then I'll that's that one. But glue on that one. So there's some I might have to touch up in the edges, Right. Here with me. I'm dropping stuff all over. Oops. Right. There we go. My drying rack was weird. It's a cookie rack, actually. It's got 4 shelves. Bought it off of Amazon. I really don't care for it. I have to find something else to use. But it does the trick. Just that I don't like how it leans. And it has these little black things like this to hold it. And they suck. They fall up all the time. So right now I got it zip stripped in different spots. See if that helps a little bit. I don't know yet. Because it's still leaning. All right. Okay, got that one. See, I'll come back and touch that up when I go to create. My scissors are getting sticky. So we'll wash them. Then it went long enough for them to dry. Okay. So I'll show you how I wash scissors. And some people might think, oh my God, Tina. But this is how I wash my scissors. I got one of my little rip a section. Okay. And I put my scissors down like this. Oh, where are you? Where are you? Over here. Ooh, I'm almost out. I don't know if I can get it out or not. This is rubbing alcohol. Or wait, you can do it rubbing alcohol or whew, you're back. For God, every time I walk in the store, at my grocery store, they hand you a bag full of hand sanitizer. After we didn't, everybody went mad crazy. So I bet you I got 50, 60 things of hand sanitizer, but which is cool. Because they'd fill up one of the little plastic grocery bags. I bet there was 20 different types of hand sanitizer in there. And so I have some in my craft room, some in my bathroom cupboard, some downstairs. I have it like crazy. Okay. And I just do my scissors. I take another one of Scott's little things he makes, and I'll clean. You might have sprayed a couple times. Alcohol works really good too. But the effect of hand sanitizer, I use hand sanitizer. And Scott were riding the other day, and I saw a person says, I have hand sanitizer in my purse. In my backpack, I should say. I have some on the bike. Me and Scott, I made this thing up and put it on my side of the bike. It's got Band-Aids, ointment, cream, a tourniquet. It's like I made a medical box thing. Instead of buying the things, well, I bought them, but I wasn't buying a medical kit. But I bought all the stuff that would go in it. I got my Medicaid. I got an extra set of my pills. I made Scott got 1 day's worth of pills that always goes with us, just in case. You never know. We may be somewhere and get stuck in a storm that we can't hop on the bike and go anywhere. But I ain't letting Scott go without his medication. So I had Scott call his doctor and requested 4 days extra of his medication. And the nurse asked Scott why. And Scott explained to her, and she's like, okay, I can do that. So she added a week's worth of extra medication, and it's in our bike. And I said to Scott, we should actually put one in the car too, but the bike, lately if it's nice out, we're in the bike. We don't go too far in the car anyways, but I have a thing, and I don't know what it is. I wash my hands, then you go to open a door, and you're like, and who hasn't washed their hands and opened that door? So I have a really hard problem with doors I can't open with like going like this Yeah. And then I'll open the door and I go right out and grab hand sanitizer. So then what I do, I'll fold a little piece. Oh, I didn't do that side, did I? My bad. After I do both sides, which I didn't, I can tell. I'm gonna do this side. I can tell I didn't do this side because I didn't see it. I get so much. Okay. But me and Scott were going somewhere, and I saw Will Sharpen a place here in Green Bay I didn't know existed. Will Sharpen your scissors. Oh my God. Oh, that sucked. So then after I get that done, I go like this a few times and do the edge. And I do the other edge. Good as new. These are my favorite scissors, and they have been through hell. And these are my favorite scissors, and Scott can't get them sharp anymore. So we're gonna see if the guy over there can get them sharpened. I love my Martha Stewart scissors. I wish she'd go back to making these little ones, especially. Love these but the tips are so dull. Of course, now I wash this off. Okay. Didn't he just get married? The man shouldn't have any drama. Or did I read that wrong? Okay, so here's my box. I want to take that real quick. Yes? Yeah, that's what I thought. How can a man have drama already? He's got a wicked-ass mother-in-law. My bad. Ooh. My kids, or Xavier and Chantel, they were this morning at the Coca-Cola Museum. I can't remember where they told me that was. But they were in Georgia over the weekend. I went to the aquarium. I think they were in Atlanta, I want to say, but don't quote me. He loves her. Yep. Yeah, you can't tell them what to do. They ain't gonna listen. I've come to realize that. And it's hard. Okay. So I reinforced the inside. I don't know how many. And if it's not black all the way, I don't sweat it. It's just so that the edge looks good. Now I'm going to try this real quick. Well, here's one else. Hold on. Hold on. Yes. And they've had nothing but drama for 3 years, and he married her anyway. The court. No, the mother-in-law told him that's marriage, and she's not ready to him, but he loves her. Said, well, love her, no one else in the family does, so you deal with it. He is upset because only his dad, Mitch, came to his wedding because we all know she was using him for a day. Even her 14-year-old son told her she won't change because she gets married to her husband get rich. Oh, damn. When my son came to me, um, he was so scared to tell me about him and Chantel being engaged. But the thing is him and Chantel were together almost 2 years. His first little stunt of being engaged was 6 months. They came and told me. And I told him I wouldn't be at his wedding. They lived with her father, who paid for everything. My son moved out of our house when he was 18 and a half years old because we made him pay his cell phone. We told him if he went on to school, we'd pay his cell phone. But to the fact he was 18 and a half and he wasn't going on to school, he can contribute to the house. He was working, and then when he moved out with her, he had almost $4,000 in his savings. He was going to go to school. We had a NASCAR school up here. They came right to the house. They were going to help with him finance, whatever you want to do. They were going to assist him. And he met this girl. They went to school together. She was at his graduation, and the next thing I know, they're dating. And she's like, "You shouldn't have to do this and that." And the next thing I know, my son's moving out. Left me because he wanted cable television. Neither Scott and I wanted cable television. He wanted it, so he put it in, but he couldn't do it and he used my name. And he left me with up high and dry with cable television and a bill. Yeah. So, and when they came to the house and told me they were engaged, I'm like, okay. And that they were going to get married, and they were getting married in 3 weeks. I said, well, good luck for you. And I won't be there. And I told my son, no, I will not be there. You are not ready to be married. I said to him, you get an apartment, you live together for a year, and then you plan your wedding for a year, I'll support you. But until then, no. Well, she stormed out of here, out of my duplex, slammed the door so hard that I thought she was going to shatter the glass. So she gets home, and her grandparents are there, and she's so upset. And her grandma goes, what is wrong? So her grandma proceeds to tell her, and her grandma agreed, and grandparents said, I agree with you. I agree with Saber's mom. You guys, and they looked at their son and told him, you need to quit supporting these kids and paying all their bills. They both work, and they're spending their own money on whatever they choose and not to help out. They have no responsibility. So they moved in together. They got an apartment, and he'd go off to work. He was paying her student loan. No, I never gesso. I rarely gesso. I do put black. I put black paint around the edge, just to have the edge covered. But I never gesso. Nope. I rarely gesso. Maybe on a canvas, but not this. I don't gesso. So, I don't know how he did it, but he was able to figure out. There's a story I'm not going to tell you, but she was cheating on him online. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. And I said to him, because he came home, and I could tell when my son, there's something bothering my kid. I have that mother instinct. I could just look at my son and know. And he goes, I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, okay. But he's like, can I spend the night? And I'm like, I'm sure. I'm not going to turn my kid away. And he says, well, Scott got home that morning and says, our boy's on the couch. Because he thought maybe, because both my kids still have keys to our house. So Scott thought maybe I didn't know he was on the couch. Because, Scott was working nights. Oh, I didn't end it. And I said, yeah, I know. He goes, what's going on? I said, he doesn't want to talk about it. And I left it at that. And he's like, oh. So the first time, and then he told us she was cheating on him online. And I said to Xavier, the next one will be closer to home. And not 2 months later, my son's back. Can I spend the night? And she would play the I'm going to kill myself all the time. And that's what kept my son, because he's like, I don't want to be responsible if she takes your life, Mom. And I said, Xavier, when a person does that, they're not going to. And he goes, why? I said, it's attention giver. She goes to the hospital. I said, what does she take? Because they ended up pumping her stomach because she took Tylenol. So she would do that so often that it was mental abuse on my son. He got told that point blank by a police officer and an ambulance guy because they knew this wasn't her first rodeo with her doing this. That the guy at the hospital told Xavier it was mental anguish on him, that she does need help, but he can't force her to get help, and that it's not good for him in his mind set. So when he caught her lying the last time, he tracked her. Because he literally called her and said and made it sound like he was on break. And he asked her, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm just at home cleaning or doing whatever." And he's like, "Really?" And she's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, I'll call you back on my next break." And she was like, "Oh, okay." He was home. She wasn't home. Well, I don't know how he managed it, but he tracked her to where she was. She was at some guy's house. I don't know how he managed that, but he did. I don't. And that was the end of that relationship. But she refused to move out. So he met Chantel. I told him, don't start. I said, date. Have fun. Enjoy your life a little bit. And he's like, okay. So he started dating. He's not a bar. My son is not a bar person. He's like, where do you meet people? So I'm like, I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm out of the dating scene. But he's like, I'm not going to a bar and meeting somebody. That's not my son's style. He's not a big drinker. I mean, not that he doesn't drink, but he's not a big drinker. So Chantel and him went to school together, and they were connected online for their school, where they went to school. They have a website. And he asked her out. And they started dating. I knew he started dating some, but it was good 6 months after the fact. And it was funny because his ex-girlfriend wouldn't get off the leash. She wouldn't move out. She wouldn't pay anything, but she wouldn't move out. So I made a cocky remark one day. I was like, Mom, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, you know what I would do if I was you? And he's like, what? This is the ex-girlfriend wouldn't move out. And I said, I'd say, well, I'm going to have to move out. Chantel's pregnant. And we want to move. We're going to get married. And we're going to move in together. And boom. She moved out. Chantel wasn't pregnant. I laughed so hard because he was working when she was moving stuff out, and he wanted to make sure she didn't take any of the stuff. So he asked Scott and I to go over. But I laughed so hard because she had a cat. And I said, are you taking Zoe, the cat? And she's like, no. And she goes, maybe the baby will like it. And I'm like, what baby? And she went, oh! She didn't realize that she thought that I wasn't told about the baby. Thing is there was no baby. They used it to get her out. Just like I was on my son's checking account when he first opened it when he was 16 years old. And somehow, and he learned a lesson. She was able to go on his checking account, and I was taken off. And I'm like, I said, but we couldn't get her off the checking account. And I said to the bank, how did they get me off? He goes, excuse me? I said, I was on that account first. I said, I could look up all his stuff and the way it was wrote. I had power or whatever it was called. I said, and I had to be here to sign papers to do that. Why wasn't I there to when he took me off? We had a joint account because if he overdrafted, it was connected to my account, which he never. And after so many days or weeks, they would take it out of my account, however it worked. Well, we left $20 in it, and they closed that account. She went to use it, and she didn't have enough funds. The ex-girlfriend, she was so mad, and he was paying her student loans. So I'm like, Jesus, Xavier, you're not even married. You're not responsible for her student loans. Because she had to pay him back right away because she quit. So it took a while, but he finally woke up, and look where he is now. He's somewhere between here and Georgia. I know that I have their tenor. I know where she wrote me a list wherever they were, the hotel, the whole 9 yards. If I don't hear from them, here's missing, praying that nothing happens to them. But I have their itinerary and their hotel information and everything. But Chantel's good for my son. I couldn't have found a better woman because my son, with his attention span and of a squirrel, yeah. But they're having a good time. They were going to pay me to watch their animals, and they were going to surprise me. It was so bad because they were told me, and I'm like, you don't have to pay me. I'm like, go enjoy your trip. I said, here, you take the money. I said that you plan on leaving. Whatever, I don't even know how much it was. I said, and go out for a good dinner while you're on vacation on me. So he was like, are you sure? I'm like, Zibber? He's like, yes, Mom. Did I just tell you? What did I say? Well, I want to make sure. I'm like, I'm not repeating myself. Go do what I said. Okay. So I told him, but the only thing I want, is a picture of where you ate. And they don't know if they're going to find a nice restaurant down there on vacation to go out to eat or wait, because they'll be back the night before their anniversary from their trip. So they said they might save that money and wait, because that evening when they're back, and then go out to eat here. But they said, what Chantel said, the Coke Museum wasn't that impressive. Yeah. She said they were not impressed with the Coke Museum. And I'm like, well, I'm not a Coke drinker anyway, so it wouldn't impress me. I asked where the cat. I'm like, where's the Pepsi one? They were North Carolina. The Pepsi Museum is in North Carolina. Or South Carolina. One of those Carolinas, they told me. So as you can see, I am using my scraps to do my box. And I'm using matte medium to seal it down and decorate it. That's why I did the edges the way I did. Because I don't have to go to the edges. And per se. And I might end up using a piece, here and there from regular. So today, and I don't care if it's not even. Okay, it doesn't matter to me because it's the look of the box that I'm going for. So it's a mixed media box, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Just enough glue down. That's all I care about. Oh, excuse me. Edge of this one there, and then I'm going to bend it over and like that. And let's see. Snip this right here. All right, stick that right there. Oh, is that awesome? This is a bottom anyways, so nobody's really going to see it. I have to make sure. Every time I use my scraps, I sometimes wonder that too. Well, you know what? I haven't did it for a while. Okay. Well, right now, this is my basket. Okay. This is where everything goes in. From here on is future jelly print paper that I have. From this on is scraps. Okay. So I have from now till the end of the month to use these up. If I don't use them up, I may go 2 months on this because this has got like a lot of the scrap or paper, scrapbook and paper itself, not my own, in here. So them I may put them back in my cabinet. But say it's like this. If I don't have that used up, like this, if I don't have it all used up and they're just pieces like this, I may put them in a bag, like priority bag, and I call it my scrap bundle, and I sell it to all you people out there for little or nothing. And if you don't buy it, then it's gone. I mean, I fill up those bags. There's a few people that bought my scrap mixed media bags, and they were like, "Oh my god!" And I packed those. But I haven't did that in a while because I'm finally getting back into really crafting here lately. I mean, I did it again. I said I was gonna get it. I was recording a message I remember this morning, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I gotta call my hand doctor." Well, guess what? I didn't do it. Here I am. I gotta remember, Tina, call your hand doctor. So, because I'm gonna need physical therapy on this hand. Yep, I know I will. Oh, come on. Gobbly gobbly. Oops. Okay. I still can't figure out why every time I use my scraps, I create more than I started. I started making backgrounds out of some scraps in my art journal Friday. I'm going to do mixed media only in that book. Be right back. Going to mute to make a call. All right. I'll be. So, I am going to do this way. It's definitely a mixed media Mod Podge book, I tell you. Oops, I picked up some of that. No big deal. Okay. I hate where I can feel I can see air getting in. There we go. Yeah, go that way. See, pick some of this up. Put it. And that. Smidgen. More than a smidgen, but you know what I mean. Get that real good. Sealed. Both sides. Side. And I'm going to add a bit of color. Right there. So there's the box. And, oops. There's some I might have to redo and add more down. That's coming up. But I got inside. I could add more if I wanted to. But I don't. Yeah, all the way around. Edges. I'll put this over here to dry. And I'm going to grab a couple of ones that I got done. Put them out of the way. This to dry. It'll be a while for that to dry. Okay. All right. So now I got all this left. Not much. Really. So I am just going to build a little bit. Because you notice I got two. Pretty much two of each kind. But I don't want them to look the same when I come to decorate them. So, you know, I'll do a little scrap on them. Put that. And I'll put that to the side. And I'll let that dry. Again. Alright. Let's grab this one. do the same thing. I'm just going to maybe this way. I'll go this way on this one. That over. Okay. Changed it up some. Okay. Bring brighter color into this. We'll use this one. As you can see, I'm fast. Doesn't matter. And let's see. That blend in too much. Oh, put it like that. There we go. And then I'll rip that off. Whoop. Sorry. It will go a little funky like this at first, but after I get them all done, with building the background on them, and they're dry, I will stick them under some books. Oh, I forgot. This is going on top of my box, and I forgot. So we're going to do that real quick. Now, it's going to go like that. And all my postcards is going in there. So, we'll take this. It's printer paper, so it's curling up. So, like that. I would gesso this if I was going to paint the box first. Kathy asked that. You don't gesso it first? And no, I don't. But say I was going to paint this and not put this paper on it, yes, I would probably gesso. Okay? We're going to set this over. Here, I love these like little boxes. Like here it says die cut. And that's, I think, Tim Holtz. And this is extra die cuts. And I'm actually going to dig in this box to add to these postcards as well. Because I have all these pre-made that I made. And they're just in here. And like extra things that I come across that I cut out and keep, I throw in this box. Like, look at Bugs Bunny. I save everything. Because look at this. Say, I bought cereal for my grandkids. And Cocoa Pebbles. So I'm going to cut out Fred and Barney. And then on the side, look at the characters. And then on that side, it's glasses. It's kind of cool. So I'll cut that all out. Yeah, I know. But images are images no matter where you get them from. And then I throw them in this box. And then I will use them. And right now, I'm gonna leave this out. I pulled this out for that reason. So right now we're just playing with the scraps. See, I got two the same again, but I don't want them to be the same. So here's how I'm gonna change them. So I'm gonna put that out there. Let's grab one of these funky flowers I made. Add that. And I'll trim it later. Or I'll fold it over. Whatever I decide. Right, here we go. To me, I'm building a background. I'm not making a focal point on these, okay? Even with adding that little flower or flowers, it's not the focal point, okay? It's just background. Now, if she was smaller, she'd be this focal point. You see what I'm saying? But she's not. And neither are the flowers. The flowers are all background. And as they disappear in the background, they disappear. Let's see what else is in the box. Ooh, cool flower. Now, I like this, but it would be too big. You know what I mean? I would love to use that as a focal point, but it's just too big for this once I'm working. So, I wouldn't use it. I have this whole stack that I making. And I know I made over 31, I believe. But I know I have enough for the month. So now it's just me kind of doing what I want to do. And as you can see, I'm just quick. I don't hesitate. And just picked up all these cool flowers. I think they look cool. And then build up from them. And what else is in my box here? I definitely gotta use Bugs Bunny. He's so cool. He would be a focal point. I got a couple Bugs Bunny because these are extras from oh man, Tina, think. I did use your words. cartoon or the cartoon ATCs that Sabrina and I are doing. So now I'm pretty much kind of out of the scraps except for these little bits. So I got these things sitting here. And I'm just going to add them to as a background before I tear into these. So I can go like this. And another one like here. Put that one there. I'll add that one. They're all a little different too. That's what's cool. And we'll do that one a little hard. Okay. And I'll bend them over so it looks like that when I'm done. I should have had one off the edge here, which I could still do. I can move this one over some. Okay. So I have at least two over the edge. There we go. And that's a background. Like I said, I get sloppy. I always say instead of my name, Tina's Messy Crafty Life, really fits my channel. Now this is so dark. I want to really lighten this up. So this one I'm going to grab and I'm just going to rip. Boom. And I like how I ripped it. So I'm going to go right dead center on this. And I'm just going to slap some the matte medium down. I'm going to go off the edge a little bit. And I'm going to go boom, 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 boom. Real quick. And then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to rip. See how that ripped? That's cool to me. And I'm just going to add these that are sitting here on top. Just for added effect. All these extra little doodads that I've made for something else that I don't even remember what. I need another circle. Do I got another circle? Oh, I got plenty of circles. So let's take all these circles out because them are cool. Let's use them up. We're just going to, whoop, not this stuff. That needs to sit over there. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go right there with a circle. And there we go. Oh, I wanted to do this. I'm also going to add a flower to this one. I'm going to go like that. And you might lose some of it. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, paperwork. Hate paperwork. Hate it. That's why I pay Diamond to do all my medical paperwork. I call her my secretary. My personal secretary. I don't care if it's upside down either. Because who knows what way I'm going to do it anyways after I do it. So. And let's see, that's a circle. And I'll put another circle and another circle. Like I said, we're going to use these circles up. And this one, I'm going to see to blend them a little. Blend. Cool. I want. Ooh, I like this. I'm going to rip. I want some of that yellow. Well, guys, I'm going to call it a day for a while. I got to go out and stop raining. I only got a handful to finish. But I want to go let out my granddogs before it starts pouring again. Because I know it's supposed to rain again this afternoon. And I want to get them outside so I don't have to go when it's downpouring, okay? But it was just a quick video, or just quick live. I've been on here an hour and a half. And I could tell stopped raining finally. But you will see, make sure you watch. It's called hashtag Gel Postcard Play, hosted by Jerry Gersten. I will have videos up each day. If not, I'll do like a couple at the same time, like I did today, matter of fact, because I don't know what I was thinking. I thought I had more done, and I thought I loaded more, but I didn't. So, I made up for the days today. It's a fun little collab. And you just make them. You don't have to send them. That's what's cool. Because I tell you, this postal system that we got right now, oh my God. Especially where Sabrina lives. I can't wait to see what they tell her on my envelope. So I sent a swap out to Sabrina, to Deidre, to Kathy, with, I want to say two stamps each. It was just an ATC card and maybe 10 stickers. That's it. And it was 4th of July related. And Sabrina got a notice in her mailbox too that she had to go to the post office. She paid $8 for my envelope. Okay? So I sat here waiting for Kathy to get hers, Deidre's to get hers, to see if theirs cost extra. Because I would pay it. And Deidre got hers, Kathy got hers, regular mail, didn't have to add no more postage. So, something's up. That's all I can say with Indiana. Somebody's raking some money in their pockets. Because this isn't the first time this has happened. So, and I'm not the first person that Sabrina has sent to that this has happened to. So, I think somebody in her post office, especially if you pay cash, but if she gets a receipt, but who knows? I don't know. I'm just speculating. But I think somebody's pocketing it. Because Sabrina's closer to me than all of them. Than Kathy or Deidre. So if somebody would have cost more to get to them, because Sabrina's in Indiana and I'm in Wisconsin. Kathy's in Florida. Oh, I can't remember where Deidre is at the moment, but you would think theirs would be the ones that would get nailed for postage, not Indiana's for me. You know, that's what's really crazy. Yeah, I'm trying to go up to 2 hours. So, I got this much to do. And I'll keep building and building and building. And then I'll let them dry for a while. And then I'll start the real decoration. Who knows? You might see a Bugs Bunny on one. What's this? A little mouse or monkey. But this is my die cut box. And like I said, I'm trying to use up all these little flowers I did in circles or something. So they're just a background. Oh, I got this butterfly. So it's about adding to the background. I mean, I just rip. as you can see. Now I loved how it looks on this one, so I'm going to go to the side. I'm going to rip this again. I don't want to cover all that pretty stuff right there. So I will just go like this. And I'm going to grab one of these funky flowers. It's a pretty blue one. I'm actually choosy on this one. And I'm just going to add that right there. Put it down. Put that over. Then I'm going to shelf to dry. I'm running out of space on my shelf. This is where I could come in with like a darker color because the background's like brighter. Let's see. Ooh, let's use this. I'm just going to rip off the edge. And add it like that. Oh, I'm going to have to go this way. Okay, I'm going to go right here. Add it right there. And then I'm going to add that there. Crossways. And then I'm going to rip. Flower. And bigger flower. Boom. Looks cool. So I'm running out of shelf space. Now one more shelf to fill, and then I'm done. And I only could get like 5 on it, 6 possibly. See, this one I'm going to go right there. Just going to. I do a good coat on top of them all the time, also. Okay, looks pretty cool. Ooh, another bright one. Ooh, look at it. I got gears. Well, it's actually not a gear, but it looks like a gear. I like how that looks. So I'm just going to go right like that. In the center of that. It's actually a thing that held my fairy lights. I kept it. It's pretty cool of it. So I'll find it real quick. Yeah. It's cool. It looks like a reel for movies. So listen, I save everything. If I see something, I'm like, ooh, that'll look cool. You know? I'm just going to put a flower right there. I have space for 2 more, and then I'll be stopped. Ooh, look how that looks. Ain't that gonna look cool? That's gonna look so cool. Whoops. That over. Put the flower right there. Oh, geez, I'm just gonna finish these. That's all I got left. I'll just set them around. And then they're all done and dried. It's clearing my table. I have a little card table. I was clearing to top it off. Ooh, that's my medium. I'm gonna have to fill it again. I think I might be out. Nah. I don't remember. I'll be completely honest with you. Yes, I knew I had something. That. We're just gonna rip right there. It'll be a while before these really dry good. So this one I actually already layered up. You can see that and that. I'm just gonna add that little chunk right there. So we'll go to slap over the top. I'm gonna add that. Let's add a flower. Add that flower right there. That one's done. Easy peasy. Here's another one. I like how this looks. But let's see. Add a little section. Just crossways. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Just going to go on the bottom. Go this way. Okay. Go like that. And maybe a little chunk going that way. Just add that smidgen because I got it left. All I am right now is building backgrounds. Building. I really don't have to make sense to anybody except maybe me. And sometimes I look at stuff after I get it done, I'm like, what were you thinking? And I made it work anyways. Love this. I really am not going to do too much to this one. Add that butterfly in the background. Give it a good once over. And let's add this green flower. That could actually be a postcard in itself. This one needs help. And we got 2 left. See, this one I already did. But I think it needs something. Like maybe a little bit of orange. Just a smidgen. And we're just going to go right there with it. The last one. And we're going to add hot paint to it. Just like right there. Boom, 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 boom. There. Actually, I'm going to turn this around. I don't want to cover too much. I just want to add. There we go. There we go. Let's see. What do I got? Ooh. I like how I get excited over something. And everybody, that is all of them built up to the next phase of creating. And that will be the decorating part. And I do got a couple pieces left, not many, that I ripped. And who knows, I may see something I might be able to add them to, just to use them up, like here. Just get them off the table. I put my brush in water already. That's right. We'll just grab it and just go like that. Okay. This I could do too. Just kind of like right there. Yeah. Then it. Go right there. Even if I covered the flour, it's no big deal. No baby, because it's. Ooh, here's one. That's a good one that I could add some stuff to, because it's kind of dull, in my opinion, as a background. So we'll just go right there. And let's add a flower too. There we go. And another one. There we go. All the little ones that were smidgens and I used are used up. So now I just have pieces that are bigger like this. These will go over there in my box. And I only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 flowers left. That's it. And then one little itty bitty little teeny weeny dot. Which I just found a home for. Yeah. So, and you'll be surprised if you watch this and then you come back and see my postcards later. You'll be like, where did all the flowers go? You'll kind of see them, but you won't see them. It's one of those things. So I'll put them back and put this back in my die cut. I call it my die cut box. It's like I said, because I cut things out and I put it in there and I sit and I'll grab it like today. But now I have to clean up this mess. Spray this down, clean that up, and let them dry for a while. Go let the dogs out. And then I will start building up the postcards. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Here's a preview of the ones I've done so far. These I didn't get into because I only started. I was behind. So here's number 1, which I did do some stuff to them. They're not dull. 2. Whoops. Let me get them in order. 3, 4, 5. For some reason, I thought I didn't do 5, so I have 2 number 5s. Here's number 6, number 7, and number 8. So the first 8 are going to be kind of dull compared to the rest that I'm doing. Right now, I got them sitting over off to the side until my box is dry to put them in. That's what this box is for. Remember, go check out hashtag Jelly Postcard Play, hosted by Jerry Griffins, and see all of the rest of the people's postcards. There was some really nice ones out there. But I'm going to let you go. Clean up my desk, clean up the floor. Oh, look it! I found a piece of scrap! Where am I going to put this? Let's see what I can do. Here's Tina in her imagination because she already put her brush away. There we go. There we go. Okay. Always find space. It's called mixed media for a reason. But my floor, every week, I keep making a little pile. I push it off to the side. Then I come in here with my dustpan and I sweep it all up and put it in my recycling bin. Sometimes I do it daily. Sometimes I do it weekly. Sometimes I do it when I can't handle it on my feet anymore underneath my desk. Yeah. So one of those things, everybody. But thank you for watching. Please go check out this collab. I mean, and you don't even have to send anything in. You just create and upload a video. Just like Life with Patty? Yeah. Life with Patty. It's nothing. She gives you a prompt. You do it. This week is Disney's. We are on week 28. Can you believe that? Yeah. So, I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, be happy, be kind, be safe, be funny, be crafty, and bye for now. And have a good day.